Hello, everybody, and welcome to our podcast, Welcome to Livingston, where we invite local businesses, people, and organizations in to talk about what they are giving to our community. My name is Don Patella.
And I'm Angela Patella, and we're with the Patella Group Real Estate Professionals. As realtors and brokerage owners, we bring valuable insight into the local market and community every week.
Thanks for listening, and welcome to Livingston. Hello and welcome everybody to another great episode of the Welcome to Livingston podcast, where we talk all things Livingston County. My name is Don Patella.
And I'm Angela Patella, and we're with the Patella Group Real Estate Professionals. And today, because this is a new year, so new year, new you, this is a great time for this.
Yes, it is. I wanted to take a quick second to mention our sponsor. Today's episode of the Welcome to Livingston podcast is brought to you by our valued sponsor, Jim Paquette with Lake Michigan Credit Union. He is a trusted mortgage lender who has lived and worked in our community for many years. Jim Paquette is dedicated to helping our neighbors achieve their home ownership dreams and is proud to support the local businesses that make our area special. So we're just so happy to have him as a sponsor.
Absolutely. And we know him from up at Oak Point Club as well as just professionally and so forth. But also through Oak Point, we've been fortunate enough to meet Kim.
Yes.
And we are excited to have Kim Lenga, the owner of Emerge Fitness, on with us today. So welcome, Kim.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, it's going to be really neat.
Yeah.
Because you do so much with things, and then being a health and fitness coach and Emerge Fitness, all of that. Oh, goodness. Yeah. So why don't we go ahead and get started? And if you can let us know, what is Emerge Fitness?
Emerge Fitness is my baby I brought to fruition just basically from my own story and my own journey. But I've been in health and fitness for a long time. I started teaching fitness classes at the age of 17, back when I had a tape recorder, a cassette tape recorder, and I would take little 45 records. Nobody knows what they are anymore.
Yeah.
We
would
record.
Those,
I would record my own music, and I started teaching. And there were choreographed routines, like back from Vic Tanny. So that's we're going really flashback, right? So we're looking at 1980s was the time frame. That's when aerobics was hot on the scene. That was a place to be seen, the place to meet. And I started when I was 17. I graduated, and then throughout my college, put myself through college by working jobs, many different jobs, and teaching fitness classes. And I knew that I always wanted to do this. And I would say probably fear held me back from becoming an entrepreneur at that young age. And I have older sisters. They're 14 and 13 years older than me. And I have come from a family of entrepreneurs. And they said, Kimberly, get a job, work for somebody else. Work your 9 to 5, collect your benefits, get your medical insurance and all of that, and you don't have the headaches that come with the business. And I did that. So I worked at Ford, and I would teach fitness classes at night, and that's how I actually went from GM to Ford, because one of the people in my class was a general manager at Ford. He and his wife came to all my classes, and they had a job opening, and they said, hey, why don't you come over to Ford? And I'm like, no, I'm at GM. I'm comfortable. So fitness has always been a part of my life. And but I did the corporate route, got married, had kids, priorities changed. You know that, right?
Yeah.
You kind of lose your way. My youngest son was born with a congenital leg disorder. And what that was is a freak thing, but one of his legs was shorter than the other. And my husband and I were faced with two choices. You can amputate, or you can have him undergo several surgeries, limb lengthening surgeries, to give him the possibility to walk with his own 2 feet on the ground. And we chose the latter. I mean, it's like, hey, we're going to do this. And we did. So that was 15 years of surgeries.
Wow.
Throughout from the time he was born until he was 18. We had 15 surgeries. And we chose the best surgeon in the world because we wanted nothing but the best. And we figured we'd spare no expenses, and we would figure out how this was going to work. And we went to a limb lengthening specialist. He was in Baltimore, and then he moved to West Palm Beach, Florida. So long story long, health and fitness is something that has always been what I wanted to do. But life kind of is the way. I used to say life got in the way, but somebody said, no, life is the way. And I chose to walk away from my corporate job to focus on my family. And that's when I got back into teaching fitness classes. So I was in my late 40s that I jumped back into the game. So that's how it all kind of started with me in fitness. And then when I got back into teaching at the age of, 45, I was 35 pounds heavier. I was bone on bone with my knees. I would get my knee drained every 5 weeks. I'd get cortisone shots every 5 weeks. And I knew that I needed to do something. I had to change. And that's when I started working on me and studying food and nutrition. And I realized what a magnificent body we have, that your body can heal itself as long as you feed it the right things and you learn and you educate and you do the right things. So in 2018 is when I launched Emerge Fitness. So it was all based on kind of like my journey. And the whole theme of that, emerge, and the word emerge, is how can I help other people emerge and emerge strong? Because life is going to happen, and it's going to give you a run for your money, and you can figure out how are you going to go through that and emerge strong, or how are you going to just cower over. So that's how
Good for
it all
you.
started. So very long answer,
Very
but
inspirational.
that's,
Yeah.
So.
No, remarkable. Really
No, that is
amazing.
just an amazing story. And to, to have that thought throughout of like you had a passion for fitness. And we're old enough to actually have had Victani memberships, by the way.
I
We
know.
used to go up there. We love Victani.
I know, right?
But to have that and then to come back to that, to have the classes, because there's so many people that they want better bodies, they want better health, but they don't know where to start, or they don't know who to talk to, that there's just so much chatter out there.
Yeah, there is. There's so much information, so much misinformation, so many. I mean, social media is the thing. I mean, even look at us now being on podcasts, right? I mean, who would have thought back then?
Yeah.
It's just different. So, you have social influencers, and it's how can you find somebody that's teaching you the right thing? So when I went on my journey, I can share my journey with other people and show them how I did it. And that's what I put them through. It's like, this is how I did it. But what I discovered is that was my journey, and I'm unique. And then I was introduced to a company that does customized fitness and nutrition, so it's through DNA testing. And that's when I realized that fitness queen, right, been doing it since the 80s, I was doing it all wrong. And it taught me like how I needed to be working out, how I needed to be eating, that I had high inflammation risks, what vitamins and supplements I needed to be taking. So all of that was just something that I realized that, that's a tool that my clients can use, because I can tell them what I did, and we can hope that it works for you, but you're a guy, and I'm thinking you might take different vitamins and supplements than I would, and you're totally different, and, maybe, you should be strength training. So what I discovered is that I could really get to the root of how people operate and help them figure out what the right path is for them. So again, another part of my journey, just as I learned that, I was doing it all wrong. Now I can help other people understand maybe you're doing it all wrong.
Yeah.
And it takes the mystery out of stop guessing to all the social media influencers that are telling you to do this and this and this and this.
Try this.
Yeah.
Right. It's different for every single person, you can, like, if you have a partner that you're working out with, right? It's like you guys are doing the same things right next to each other 3-4 times a week. It's like, why is it helping that person and it's not helping me?
100%.
So, and when I was on your website, I saw that whole, I wanted to ask about what kind of information does that DNA testing give you?
Incredible information. 46 pages of a book all about you. And what I like about it is I can be your coach and I can help you through it, but it's a work program. So while I promote and use a lot of different supplements and products that come alongside you, there's no magic pill, potion, or formula. You have to do the work. So I can't get blamed that all this magic powder didn't work. It's really up to you. So 46 pages, it will tell you how you should be working out. What is your best workout? Do you have this fast twitch muscle fiber? Are you somebody that is an endurance person like me? I can go for like longer periods of time without taking a break, where there are other people that are more strength training people that they're short bursts, you would consider it maybe like the anchor on a swim team or the anchor on a relay. They're the ones that they save you for the last, that you're going to you're fast, right? You have that fast twitch muscle. I'm not that person. I'm going to be slow and steady. I'll get there when I get there. So it's going to tell you what are your best workouts so that you're not wasting your time. If you don't have time to make it to the gym, why don't you do the right workout for you so that you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck? Right. It will tell you how your body burns fat. And I will tell you what I learned, and I hated this as a fitness person. I burned fat in the kitchen. So it literally says you need to focus less on your workouts and more on how you're feeling your body. And for me, it's like I'd rather eat what I want and work out all day.
Yeah.
It will tell you that. It'll tell you if you have high risk of inflammation and what should you do about it. And if anybody watches any of the news lately on seed oils and inflammatory oils and reading ingredient labels, that was something that was a huge eye-opener for me, that it talked about omega-6 oils and omega-3s. I didn't know what any of that was because it's not labeled that this is omega-6 and omega-3, but it talks about that and what I needed to do to bring those inflammatory markers down. I should be eating, more chia seeds, flax seeds, omega-3s. It will tell you how soon you poop out. So your VO2 max, it will tell you like you will poop out quicker than maybe somebody else that has better oxygen VO2 max. And it will tell you your workout should be maybe 10 to 20 minutes. Start there. Because most people think, I have to spend 4 hours in the gym, right?
Right.
And this will tell you, no, just 10 minutes is all you should do because you're going to poop out. And it will tell you, how you should structure your workouts. Do you have high carb sensitivity? What does that mean? Does that mean you don't eat carbs? You're a keto? No. It's going to tell you what types of carbs to eat. It'll tell you about fats. You have a high sensitivity to fat. It really is just fascinating. It
just personalized because we all do have whole different DNA and makeup and,
Right. It's like an Ancestry.com, but for your personal, workout.
You're not going to know who you're related to.
Right, no, but you're finding out your best
but
nutritional
the genetics, right?
Genetics.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the whole thing. So your DNA is your DNA. You only have to do one test because it's never going to change. So you may not like the genes that you have, but you get what you get. And that's
right.
it.
And
so what do you do?
Understanding it.
You change your lifestyle and your behavior so that your genes interact differently with one another. That's epigenetics. So that's what it is. We're not going to change your DNA. It is what it is. So,
but let's get to know it better.
Yes.
And then that way we'll know what to do about it. So
Exactly.
that way the workouts or the diet there's nothing worse than dieting like crazy and then maybe come to find out that working out would work better for you.
100%. 100%. A lot of women, when I find out that they have most efficient at burning fat with just like working out, and they're usually the people that hate working out. And I'm like, I would do anything for those genes. And I'm like, lift some weights. I have one client right now, and she's just incredible. And when she heard me say that, she was at a nutrition workshop, and she told me that she was most efficient at working out. And I'm like, lift weights. She did. So when she came back a month later, she had lost, I think it was 17 pounds, because she was eating right, but she wasn't seeing that needle move. And when she started implementing just workouts, and not long, hour-long workouts, just working out.
Wow.
She told me that. And I'm like, see, your genes don't lie.
Yeah.
So,
makes a difference.
Yeah. So that's one part of it. I mean, Emerge Fitness started without DNA testing. It was on my whole life of, I tried every diet. I did Weight Watchers. I did any fad diet out there because I was trying to figure it out. And then it was really studying food and nutrition, small meals. And then it was the aha. And it was actually my business consultant said, you need to take a look at this DNA thing. And that's when I brought that in. So it's a part of Emerge Fitness to help customize people's plan. Not everybody has to start there, but that's my first recommendation.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that makes sense for sure.
Yeah.
And then I know with it being the new year here, you have a special thing coming up here, right?
Oh, every new year. I tell people, if they watch me on social media, in January, there's always going to be something because I'm just like everybody else. I love to cook. I love to bake. I love to eat. I love sugars and sweets, all of that. And we all do. And I always want people to enjoy the holidays, be mindful, give them advice during the holidays. But let's be real, we're all going to enjoy
it's
them.
the holidays, yeah.
We're
May as
all
well
going to enjoy them.
Mm-hmm.
So in January, I always do some type of big challenge, launch, whatever you want to call it. And this one, no exception, a total body reset. And it will start with a 30-day detox. And that's where I'd like to start people. So I always tell people, get your DNA, figure out your roadmap, but then let's get you on a detox. And a detox basically cleans your filters of your body. And let's think about your dryer, your lint trap, or your furnace. You guys, seasonally, we get our furnace cleaned, right? And we have them looked at. Same thing is true with your body. And it'll start out with it's like a gel pack that you drink or take or whatever, and it will help empty out your colon. Nothing close to a colonoscopy whatsoever. It'll just get things moving, soften things up. There are so many people out there that do not have regular bowel movements, and that's something I never thought I'd be talking about poop with people, but I do all the time, and because there are people that can't. So if we can get that part working, then it will clean out your kidney. So it has it's a supplement to help clean out your kidney, and then your liver. And those are your primary filtration systems, liver being the biggest one, and we want to clean it out. So there's a supplement that you take for that. And then once everything is kind of clean, your body starts operating more efficiently, you find you sleep better, you have more energy. Any supplements or food that you're taking tastes a little bit better. It gets absorbed into your body better. So we do a total body detox. And of course, I come alongside with Emerge Fitness. So the company is ID Life, but that is, a part of Emerge Fitness. So what Emerge Fitness does is I want to come alongside you, and I have my own app, and I give my own workouts, because I always want to do something a little bit more so that people understand, you're getting this and you're purchasing this, but I'm going to come alongside you. I come with every product that I sell, and I always give my app and my workouts right along with it. So
you're kind of the advocate. You're the, kind of the tour guide, as it were, even on that journey.
Absolutely. And we have so many people, so many success stories with this. And the big thing for me is weight loss is great. Looking good is great. When I was younger, probably when I was 17, that was my goal, is I want to look good. You want to look good. That is not my goal anymore. No. Now it's, I'm 58. It's about quality of life.
Yes.
My mother
100%.
is 93, and unfortunately, she fell just before Thanksgiving, and she broke her shoulder pretty severely. And right now, she's at a rehab facility so that she can get the physical therapy. But we talked to her. So my son's a physical therapist too. And it's like, this is why, we work out. And I want people to understand that. It's because I'm watching my mom, who has to learn to get up and down. And that's basically a squat without holding on, right? Because now she doesn't have an arm. She can't push off things. She can't lean on things, right?
Yeah.
So it's helping her learn to use these muscles that she didn't, and now work with one arm. And now her core is holding her up. And this is what, I tell all my clients, or when I'm teaching fitness classes, you're working out, grab something a little bit heavier. I know women don't want to get muscles. You're not going to, but you need those muscles so that you can function. Because my goal is, when I have grandkids, I want to be down there playing with them. And that's really that's what I teach people. It's like, you want quality of life. Yes. You want to have energy to keep up with those grandkids. You want to enjoy them, and you want to be around for them.
Definitely.
100%.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. That quality of life.
Right, because I know so many people, they get caught up on, I need to lose 40 pounds, right?
Yeah.
And that number is great and everything, but why are you losing the weight? And what are you gaining from that? Is it the energy? Is it, like you said, that quality of life, that if you look at it from a larger scope, then A, you're able to get better motivation for that, but B, you can see the reasoning behind it of where you're headed.
Yeah. And I have to get that out of people. It's like, you have to have a purpose. You have to have a why. I have one gal, her why was, kid you not, she just had a grandson, and she said, because I want to get down and get to that dog dish before my grandson. And I said, that's perfect.
Wow.
That is it. And I tell you what, she had a beautiful transformation. She works out with me. So my Emerge Fitness, I have online workouts. So they used to be live. I used to go live every single day and work out with people. Now they're recorded, but they can go to my app and they can get a workout, their daily workout. And she's been with me 5 years. I met her in Mexico, and she's been working out with me, but that was her why. So most people discover their why, hopefully before, like she did, or when it's too late, when they get a scare. My other client, I worked with her at Ford for 20 years. And after 3 years of watching me on Facebook and getting all my emails and everything, she reached out to me, and it was because her doctor said, you need to lose weight. She was on metformin, so she was diabetic. And he said, if you don't change things, you will be on insulin. And she was afraid.
That's scary.
Yeah. So we started out with DNA, and she jumped on one of my 30-day programs. She started working out with me regularly. She lost a little over 20 pounds, so it wasn't like 100 pounds, right? It wasn't massive, but that's all she needed. And it was like 20 some inches. and she got off her metformin, and she never had to have insulin. So some people come to me for that. It's like, your body can cure.
Yes.
It's not a medicine. Our supplements don't treat anything, but your body can heal itself. But you have to move it. As my mom says, move it or lose it.
Yeah. Movement is so huge.
Yep.
We've had Sherry from Good Fat Life on, and I know she's talked about that too. And but it's powerful. Everything just kind of feeds into together.
Yes.
You know.
And once you start on that journey and such, your body will catch up with where you're going.
Yes.
It's like, it's amazing when you see people start to work out. They don't realize that the distance between not feeling good and being on that road towards feeling good is a lot smaller than they think it is. They think it's this huge mountain.
Yes.
That like just do that little bit each day. Like you said, sometimes it doesn't take 4 hours at the gym.
Yeah, no. I have 5-minute workouts that they can download, for free. And it's like just 5 minutes. And it's like, wow, that was it. That was pretty easy. And then they do the next 5 minute. And then that was it, and pretty soon they did 20-minute workout, right? Just by doing, and just like take little bits and pieces and work up to it.
Right.
Something is better than nothing. And I tell myself that right now is because my mom's fall was quite recent. We were supposed to be in Florida. She and I never made it. And I was at the hospital staying with her, and I've been consumed. And I will tell you, as a whole side note, stress plays a huge role in what is happening with your body. And I'm living proof right now of this, because when you have stress and you're not getting sleep, your cortisol levels and your hormones are all out of whack. So people can say, I'm going through my change, or it's my hormones. I've done it, that's done. But right now, stress is playing a huge role. And what is happening is my body is creating more and more of this ghrelin hormone, a hunger hormone. So I'm pretty much eating everything inside.
Stress eating, yeah.
Yes. And your leptin hormone is kind of muted, and that's like, hey, Kim, stop eating. Well, that one's muted right now. So stress plays a huge role. So, letting people understand that you have to really take care of yourself mindfully too when you're going on this fitness journey, because a lot of people will get really disgusted with themselves because they're putting it all in and they may not be seeing the results. And it's like, what else is happening in your four walls? Because you have to address that. So it really is my whole total mind-body transformation. It's based on that. It's a whole metamorphosis. Matter of fact, my logo, Emerge Fitness, has the butterfly, and it stands for just the metamorphosis of what you go through.
That's true. Because, so some of the times I certainly felt like a caterpillar. Just got to put some along.
Yes.
But I love that. So beautiful, the metaphor.
Right. And I know I've been on your website. Great website, by the way.
It's being updated. It's going to be greater.
Yes. Well, it's funny because I was on the website and Angela's like, what is that noise that keeps popping up? I'm like, oh, that's Kim popping up in the corner when you go to the different pages.
I am annoying.
No, not at all. I love that there's a little video there and such, but I was going to ask about, you have some great products and, the workouts and that on there, but you had what's called your health score.
Yes.
So what is that?
Total ingenious thing. You can go out and take a free health assessment. It's a health score, and it will rate you. So it is going to ask you a series of questions about, and this is all HIPAA compliant, by the way. DNA testing, everything is HIPAA compliant. Your information is never shared. If you do a health score with me, I will not know what it is, and I don't even know how you answered. So it goes strictly to you. Only the reason how I would get it is if you share it back with me. But you get a health score, so you're going to get asked a series of questions of your personal information, as far as like how many fruits and vegetables do you eat, how many times do you eat fish, cold water fish, what medications you're on, any medical conditions you have, your family's medical history, like how many times a week do you work out, how many sugar products like sweeteners do you use. Are you exposed? Do you use any hair products? Do you use any colognes? Do you use any plastic? We all do. And it's like, I remember the first time taking this, I thought, this is crazy. I mean, who doesn't use plastic? I mean, right there, plastic bottles.
Everywhere.
These are all toxins. And it takes all of this into account. So it will recommend, give you a health score, and that health score will tell you, based on your answers that you're using artificial sweeteners. It will give you the study of what artificial sweeteners do, and there's suggestions of how you can change that. So if you're getting 50% on that one particular question, this is how you can increase that. But maybe by exercising, maybe by cutting out artificial sweeteners, blah, blah, blah. It will give you that. And then in addition to that, it will give you a recommendation of all vitamins and supplements that you should be taking. So it has nothing to do with DNA at this point. This is all just on your own lifestyle and your behavior. And it will give you a list of recommendations. The cool thing about it is you can get that and walk away and go up the street and go to any vitamin supplement store that you want. So it gives you that for free. Or you can say, okay, I would like to look further. I want my own customized vitamins. And the customized vitamins will have your name on it, Angela, and it will give you the vitamins, whichever you choose. It could choose 200 for you, and you could say, no, I only want 5, right? You can customize it to whatever based on what your goals are. But you'll get those vitamins, and they're specifically designed for you, and they will have them segregated into an AM and a PM pack because your body best absorbs vitamins at certain times of the day. So omegas you probably should be taking in the evening. I never knew that. I used to buy my vitamins right up the street here in Brighton, and I would get a whole bunch of them, and I'd put them in my pocket, and I'd go off to work, and I would take them in the morning. I never knew that they were best absorbed by your body at a certain time of day. So this is already done for you.
Cool
So
idea,
they're the customized vitamins. So that's the free health assessment is just going to tell you. I would love to have everybody go out and do that health assessment. It's free.
And it gives you a little bit of a baseline.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
No, that's really handy. And then that's a good precursor to get started before you ever even do the DNA. And then you can get it more specific to your own genes then.
I've discovered so much. I thought I knew everything, again, about everything. And what I discovered is I used to always I was the fat-free and sugar-free queen. Mm-hmm. And that's how I dieted back then. And I never realized how horrible these things were for you.
Right. So. Yeah. No, I was interesting because I was at an event and you were there. And the big focus was reading the labels.
Yes.
And so then when I had my own gallbladder episode and needed to make my changes, that's my first go-to. And it was just so educational. And some of these things that say that they're healthy when really they're not. You take a look at things and it's remarkable.
Marketing is ingenious, so they can say whatever they want. And they're not necessarily wrong. They can say pack with protein. You go into Costco and you'll see everything keto protein.
Yes.
And, the fact is you may have a little smidgen of protein, but they're not lying, right?
Right.
And it's all of the inflammatory seed oils that are in there that is just
causing the issues.
Well, and a good thing on that, or not good thing. So she was looking at labels and everything, and I was like, I thought I was doing a really good thing. I bought this avocado-based mayonnaise. Mm-hmm. So then she's like, we're running out of the Miracle Whip, and she pulls that out, and she looks at the avocado mayonnaise on the back and looks at the Miracle Whip, and she's like, oh my God, the one that's supposed to be healthy
is so much worse.
So much worse than this other one that no one thinks is healthy. You know what I mean?
And it was across the board. It was those crazy ingredients. It was the calories. It was the fat. It was like, there's absolutely nothing about this.
No, but they can get away with it. And it's funny with my mom, I go into her pantry and I'll get all kinds of things, but sugar. So that was our focus in Halloween time frame because there's sugar in Halloween candy, right? But it was like looking at labels just for sugar that you wouldn't think, because everybody says, I don't use sugar. It's like, okay, well, it's in your tuna. It was in my mom's breadcrumbs. So she got the panko breadcrumbs. It's like, it's sugar in there. There was sugar in the crackers. There was sugar in the tuna. There was sugar in the peas. And people said, peas, there's it's not natural sugar. These are added sugars.
Right.
It was in the sauces. It was in everything. My mom's like, why did they do that? Addictive. And, you can follow the trail back to some of the manufacturers and who owns the companies. Yeah. There's a lot of...
Right, that high fructose corn syrup that is almost in everything now.
Yeah. Yep. 100%.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But just by being educated and being aware and doing some of the right things really, I think, improves any given situation.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think for people, with Emerge Fitness and such, it's that idea of having someone to partner with that's going to give you a little bit of a roadmap, because, you have the new year coming up and people think, I'm just going to get up in the morning. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to stop eating everything, and that lasts for a week, 2 weeks, because they didn't have a plan.
Yeah.
And they didn't have someone to coach them along the way, which is where you come in.
The support, right? And your family and friends can support you as much as they can. But when you have a professional there, that's got to set you up for success on such a better level.
It's odd, but you need to know that somebody else is looking, right? And even myself, my friend, she's a personal trainer, and she and I will get up and work out together to hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like anybody else, and it's Christmas time and the holidays. I'm dealing with my mom, right? So the last thing I want to do is maybe do some of the health stuff. So we all have to have that person that's going to hold us accountable. And my one really good friend who, her blood sugar, everything, she got off metformin and had a great transformation. She was working out live with me, and when I switched from going live to recorded, she's not working out. And now I have this app so I can see when she's working out, and I need to call her out on that, because I think people think when you're not watching, I know what to do, I got this, but you really do need that somebody to kind of hold you and help you, and I think build you up and encourage you more than anything.
Yeah.
Right, because self-motivation usually only goes so far.
Exactly.
Right, you need someone to help you stay accountable, but to pull you up and to encourage you along the way.
Yeah. Yep, 100%. To let you know that, we've all been through it and it's hard, but we can get you through it. You can emerge, and you can emerge strong.
Yes, and you don't have to do it alone.
That's exactly right. So I do a lot of things on Facebook too, in groups. I love having that because we have one now. It's called Healthy Through the Holidays, and it was an accountability group for 6 weeks. And I said, don't worry, I'm not going to give you meal plans. You're not going to have to diet. But every day it was a daily activity, and one was like take a bath. One was to compliment somebody.
Oh, wow.
One was to listen to a podcast, right?
Yeah.
And this was just something, the method or thought process was, I want you to show up for yourself every single day. And they gave themselves points, and then we had like weekly drawings for whoever got the most points. But that was the name of the game. It's like, we want you to show up for yourself. Get into that habit.
Yeah.
Put yourself first.
This is true. Because a lot of times as women, we kind of don't. We just soldier through, or we, put ourselves at the very end behind.
And we'll get to it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I've done that all the time.
Yeah. And that's all people. I'm sure that's men as well. And
Life gets busy, unfortunately, right?
Yes.
Then we set ourselves to the side, and then I'll get to it later.
Yeah. When it's the
problem
priority.
is there's never going to, a lot of people will hesitate on jumping on a program. It's like, well, I have a wedding this month, so I'm going to wait until next month. Well, then next month comes around and they're going to have, bar mitzvah. There's always something.
Right.
And it's like, you're going to have to learn, how do you navigate through that wedding? You can go to that wedding. You can, it's fine to go through it. But a lot of people just think that I can't do it because I have to focus. It's like we ask people to not strive for perfection, but consistency.
Yeah.
That's it.
And to get started. It's interesting because you have some of those courses at Oak Point that I've been meaning to attend, and for whatever reason, one excuse after the next, it just never worked out. And then the wild part is, I don't know what it was, and this was even before all my health stuff, but I just decided that this was the week that I was going to go, you know? And in come heck or high water, bigger obstacles than ever before showed up. But since I'd already made up my mind, honest to goodness, there was a big event. Well, and he went to the gym that morning. He said, get ready, because there's all these people that are at the event there that you're going to get to walk past on your way to go work out. And I said, you know what? I don't care. I'll just walk really fast. And I made it there, and it felt so good, and it was so much fun, and the people were so supportive, and it was just remarkable. And I was like, you know what? As soon as I come back from Boston, I'm going to do this. And then that's when my stuff.
But you will. But you already have that mindset, and
exactly.
you know.
Made up my mind. You know, and maybe that's it. Just making a decision for people that if this is the year that you want, the new year, the new you, the chance at what you've been wanting, or the quality of life.
100%. But if you're listening to this and it's past the new year, it's never a bad time to get started.
That's true too.
In fact, it's always a good time to get started.
100%.
Yeah.
I have a body reset, and it will start, and we have a sliding start date just for those people, right?
That's smart.
I have learned because when we set a hard set date, people aren't ready on that. So January 6th is our hard set date, and I made it a sliding week. So within that week, and honestly, if people start at the end of the month, your date is your date. But usually most people were going to start on one giving time. And again, the group support is what's fun.
Right.
But you know what? Hey, if you're ready to go, a week later, that's fine. But so there'll be a sliding start date. So from the 6th and then the 13th, I believe that is the Monday to the Monday. But you start when you start. And I say, jump before you figure out what you just said yes to, and you will be pleasantly surprised at how good you feel. For some people, they don't even realize how bad they felt until they start feeling good. And that's the incredible thing. It's
Right.
like, wow,
It's
I didn't
remarkable.
know I felt that bad. Yeah.
Yep. And on that, I was going to ask, because again, I was on your website, you have some transformations there.
Yes.
What are some of the biggest transformations you've seen in people?
Well, I'll have to say my son is one of them. My youngest son, the one that went through all the surgeries, God bless him, but man, he did not like anything to do with working out and physical therapy, and he spent his life in and out of hospitals for that, right? And then when I went on my health journey, everything in my house became good for you. How do you say that? So there's no fun food in the house,
Right.
and he's still at home. And I feel like when he went off to college, he felt like he left the fat farm, and it was all, no holds barred, right? So he was out and eating pizzas and sodas and pop and all of that stuff. So he came back very overweight. It wasn't a freshman 15, it was a lot. And I was worried about him, and I was worried about him because of his leg, and because of you're young. You're young and you are so overweight. So I will tell you, and I know he's okay with me sharing this, he was pushing 270 pounds. And I was worried about him. And I said, you need to do something. And it's hard because you're going to love your son and your children unconditionally, no matter what, right? And it was a really hard discussion. I didn't want him to think that I loved him less, but it was like, I just want you to love yourself enough to do something about it. And I said, you know what we do. You know what this house is, right? I'm here to help you. But it had to be his decision. And I was more worried. It's like, think of how much better your leg will feel. Because I said, basically, it's like, we spent $1 million on your leg. Please take care of it. And so he was one of the biggest transformations. So he is down 100 pounds.
Wow.
It did not happen overnight. So he started out his slow way.
Yeah.
He started working out in his room doing VR, not with mom, and he won't ever do my classes, but doing VR, and then slowly implementing changes in his diet. When I saw that he was taking it seriously, I said, okay, I'm going to do a DNA on you. I wasn't going to invest that time because, again, you have to want it. DNA is not magic. You can't do this and then rub the results on your head and say, this is it. So when I saw that he had the roadmap and he started just putting things into place, and he just looks incredible. His physique, the before and after. So my son is one, my husband is one, my other son is one. Another gentleman, he's an attorney. He works for our financial advisor group. And they had asked me to do a nutrition workshop for the team. And again, because healthy employees are going to make better employees, right?
Right.
It's true. So he had me do that. And he was an attorney, and he was probably over 300 pounds. And he started out with detox DNA, same things, got him on workouts. What he learned was you had to eat to lose, and he was amazed at that. He just, we think that when we want to lose weight, you just starve yourself. And he would show me his food, and I'm like, dude, you need to eat more. I mean, I eat more than that. You're like twice my size. So he had this transformation. So he is down close to 100 pounds. And I saw his picture on Facebook. And I sent him a note because I thought it was an old picture from like high school. And I said, dude, is that you like recent? And he goes, yeah, why? And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I did his before and after for him because I wanted him to see, because a lot of people don't recognize. You look at yourself every day and you don't realize it. Mm-hmm. So he's another one. Other success stories are ones that come off medications, blood pressure medications. And again, it's not anything I did. It's because their body responds to what they're feeding it. And
doing the right things.
Yes.
And that's got to be so powerful for people that are like getting off blood pressure medication or getting off diabetic medication, because it's such a change, like not even like the physical at that point, the mental change must be so huge for them.
Oh, yeah. And their confidence builds everything. And I wish most doctors would offer that up as a solution first. Yeah. And they don't. They usually, here's a blood pressure medication. And people will come to me because they're afraid and they're like, I don't want to do this. Is there anything I can do? And it's like, yeah, but you have to change, your lifestyle and your behavior. If you're willing to do that, there's a great chance that you'll be able to, avoid going on these medications. But they don't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well.
Not all of them. I shouldn't say that. So Alice, my friend who had the transformation, it was actually her doctor that advised her, work out and lose weight. And I asked her, I said, who is this doctor? Because typically they don't do that.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful.
They're going to put her on insulin right away. And he was doctor of osteopath. And I said, okay, that makes sense because they're usually the ones that will do alternative or natural solutions first before they do. Not all of them, but most of them will. Right. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's a great thing. Boy, this has been really educational and fun to find out more.
It's been great. It's been great to be here. So thank you. You can tell I love what I do. I love Ford. It provided me a great career. I met my husband there, so I can't say anything really negative about it. I met great friends, but what I'm doing today is 100% what I've always wanted to do. And my husband says, he goes, you can just tell you're so happy. And he says, you work so hard, but it just doesn't seem like work.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, it comes through, you know, just all that passion. And if people want to find out more, if they want to,
if they've been inspired.
If they've been inspired and want to know more about Emerge Fitness, where should they go? What should they do?
You know, they can. You can go to Emerge Fitness online, so it's emergefitness.net. But that is going to be revamped. I will tell you that because I want people to really understand my story and who I am, and I don't feel like my website right now tells that. I want people to understand my story. But you can go there. There's a contact us information like button on that. They can also just reach out. It's kim@emergefitness.net. They can email me. Or they can send me a message and call. So it's 810-644-1240, and that's my business line.
Wonderful.
Great.
And then you also have Facebook and Instagram, right?
Oh, please follow me. Yes, absolutely. So Kim Lenga or Emerge Fitness. Either one. If you're on social media and you look up Kim Lenga, I'm all over there, and you'll see more. I will talk about Emerge Fitness on there, obviously, because I just do. But you'll also see me as a personal person, right, with my husband and family as well. Kim Lenga and Emerge Fitness. I'm all over social media.
You're doing great things. I'm sure people will find out more on those things. So even if they're listening to this podcast months from now, there's always something that you're doing, and the nutritional workshops and just so much fantastic.
Yes, nutritional workshops we'll do monthly. Again, we'll start them up for the new year, and I'm not sure when they're going to be. But a big event that I would love everybody to attend is our Super Bowl for Health and Fitness. It's called ID Bowl, and that is going to be on January 25th. And that is a Saturday at 242 Church. And we guarantee a good time, and we tell people you do not have to worry about buying anything, or you're not going to a purse party or anything else. You're going there to learn about everything that I just talked about today. You will hear incredible stories. So a lot of these people that have had transformations, we have them share their story. And that is our Super Bowl for health and wellness on the 25th.
Wonderful. Great events. Yes. Excellent. Well, this was wonderful to take the time today and learn more about your story and your business. And this has really been inspirational.
100%. Thank you.
Yes.
Yep. So thank you everyone for listening. Please check her out. Go to her website, go to the socials, check us out at welcometolivingston.com. And thank you so much for joining us today. And welcome to Livingston.